Hey guys, Tiffany with another video, and as you guys saw in the title, this video is going to be all about the new Kylie Jenner eyeshadow palette, which is called the Burgundy palette, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, this is called the Burgundy palette, and I know some of y'all are rolling your eyes real hard at me right now like, Tiff, did you really get that palette? Yes, I did. One, because when I first saw the promo pictures online, I felt like these were shades that I gravitate towards. You guys, if you know me, you know what kind of shades I like. I love the really warm shades, the like fall type of inspired shades, and there were just some shades in there that really spoke to my heart. And two, I felt like I heard so many people rave about the original palette, which I did not get and I wasn't really interested in, that I kind of wanted to see for myself. And I felt like as a beauty vlogger, I owed it to you guys to just give you guys my opinion on the palette. Now, I will say that I am going to be comparing this palette to a couple of other palettes that I have in my collection. I'm going to be comparing it to the Anastasia Modern Renaissance palette, and then I'm going to come back and do another video comparing it to the Holy Grail palette, the Violet Voss Holy Grail palette. So definitely be on the lookout for those videos just to give you a comparison and see if there are any dupes or any likeness, because those are the main palettes that I've heard people saying this palette is comparable to. But I used it on my eyes today. I played around with swatches and I formed an opinion, so we'll definitely get into whether or not I think this palette is worth the hype. But let's get started. So first things first, let's go ahead and talk about packaging. Now, as far as how it came shipped, it came inside of a box. The box had like a whole bunch of styrofoam packaging and things in it like that to keep it protected. So nothing was damaged, everything arrived safely. And then the actual palette comes inside of this little box right here, and it just says Kylie Shadow pressed powder eyeshadow. And then she has this thing with like one eye open and the other closed, so basically like she's winking or something. It also came with a little card that had the little animation, like when you move it a certain way it would show like her eyes winking. It had a message on the back. It was kind of cheesy. It was like, I thank you, I love you, but all the eyes were spelled E-Y-E. I don't know, that might be cutesy for, you know, someone a little younger, but personally I thought it was a little cheesy. I did throw it away. But then it comes with like this really pretty metallic finishing around the palette, and then on the back it was just Kylie's signature with a little XOXO. And then for the actual palette, it comes with the two eyes on here. And then something that I think is really cool is that the sort of metallic-y shades, like the eyes are crying these metallic-y shades. So I will say that I personally thought that was really cool. I thought, you know, the packaging was kind of cute. And then on the back it has all the names of the shadows and then again her signature. Now this is a cardboard type of packaging, but it's more the sturdier cardboard, where some palettes they come cardboard and they're like really flimsy, something that's like really light and feels like it could just damage really easy. Now the cardboard on this is like the really sturdy cardboard, so this one can probably take a couple of knocks and, you know, keep on ticking. But then on the inside of it, again, it just has Kylie, and then it does have the eyeshadows. You get a total of 9 eyeshadows. The price for this palette was $42. And then I know a lot of people complain about the shipping with Kylie Cosmetics. I think there's like one set shipping fee, and it's like $7.95 or $8.95 or something like that. So you do want to take that into consideration. Like, no matter what you order, you have that one set shipping fee. So if you order only one thing, you're still going to have to pay that shipping fee. But again, as I said, here are the shades on the inside. You get a total of 4 shimmer shades, and then the remainder of the shades are matte. I am going to go into swatches and everything, but again, as I said, I did use the palette on my eyes today. Not necessarily my lid shade. I actually used a pigment that I'll show you guys really quickly. This Jessie's Girl pigment in Indian Summer, one of my absolute favorite pigments to rock in the fall time, because I didn't feel like the shadows were like popping on my eyes like I wanted them to, so I just went ahead and used that pigment really quickly. But yeah, let's now go ahead and get into the swatches. So here are the first 3 shades. These 2 shades right here are matte, and then this shade right here is a shimmer. So I'm just going to go ahead and swatch the shades on my hand. So that is the shimmer shade swatched right there, and then those are the 2 matte shades. And then here are the next 3 shades. This shade is a shimmer, this shade is a matte, and then this shade right here is also a shimmer. So I'm just gonna go ahead and swatch them out on my hand. So those are the 3 shades swatched. And then here are the final 3 shades. This shade is a matte, this shade is a shimmer, and then this shade right here is a matte. So I'm just gonna go ahead and swatch them out on my hand. There are the shades swatched on my hand. So again, the shade right there in the middle is the shimmer, and then the other 2 are matte shades. So of course, as always, the $1 million question is, what do I think of the palette? Do I think it's worth the hype? Do I think it's something that you guys need to sort of rush out, pick up? Do I think you need to stalk the website and all that other good stuff? Honestly, no, I don't, and I'm going to tell you guys why. One, again, I was really excited about the colors. When I saw these colors online, I was like, oh my goodness, they're so vibrant. These are just colors that I love, and I can never have enough of these shades. And then when I got it, even when I opened it up, and my niece was in the room with me when I opened it up, and she's not even into makeup like that, and she was like, oh, it looks a lot different than it did online. And I was like, you're right. It's not as vibrant, and the colors are not as bold as they looked online. So when I got it, I was just kind of like, oh, okay. I will say that the shimmer shades in here are nice. I feel like there is some really good pigmentation to the shimmer metallic shades. But as far as the matte shades, those are what disappoint me the most. And I gravitate towards matte shades more than I do shimmer. I just feel like as I'm getting older, I don't always want a shimmery look on the eye. Sometimes I just want something that's matte and neutral, so that way I can just play up my lips. But I was really disappointed by the matte shades. I don't feel like the shades are as pigmented as I thought they would be. They are also a little bit patchy. Now, applying them on the eyes, they do apply well, they do blend well, but I feel like you definitely have to build up the color. Also, if you're of a deeper skin tone like myself, you're gonna need a base to really make the shades pop. When I first tried applying them, I just used my Lorac primer, which is not, it's a good eyeshadow primer, but it's not something if you're trying to make your eyeshadows like pop. So I did that first, and the shades just really weren't doing anything for me. So I went back again with a concealer, and then I set it, and then I applied the shades, and I felt like they definitely worked better when you applied a base with them. So that is definitely something to take into consideration. But as I said, they do build up nice. I do think you get a really nice application, but you're gonna have to build it up if you are someone with more pigmented skin. But even then, as I said, I just don't feel like they were as pigmented as I thought they were gonna be. Even this shade right here, and this is obviously the most pigmented of the bunch, it just didn't have that boom in your face type of pigmentation that I was hoping for. Do I feel like these colors are dupable? I definitely feel like they're dupable, but that's not the reason why I feel like this palette is just not worth it to me, because like I said, I have a lot of palettes that have some of the same shades, but it doesn't bother me just because I know that those are shades that I gravitate towards. So I do think that these shades are dupable, and I do think these are something that you probably can have in your collection, and that wouldn't bother me so much if the shades really stood up to the hype. But for me, this palette is definitely all hype. It's nothing more than that. As I said, I'm still going to bring you guys the video showing you how it compares to the Anastasia Modern Renaissance, and also how it compares to the Violet Voss Holy Grail palette, just in case you were interested in picking this up. I don't think it's anything that you need to rush out and get. I don't think it's anything that's just so unique, you know what I mean, that you just need to add it to your collection. I have it, it's okay, it's workable, but it doesn't blow me away, it doesn't wow me, and I definitely don't feel like I would have regretted it if I did not pick this up. So let me know what you guys think of the video. Hopefully this video was helpful. I had quite a few of you guys asking me if I was gonna pick it up, because you saw it and you know me, so you knew that shades like that would pique my interest. And again, like I said, the promo pictures definitely did, but just getting it in person, I'm a little disappointed. It's just not what I personally thought it would be, especially not for $42, because that is a bit pricey. And if you compare that to, let's just say, the Anastasia palettes, because they're about in the same price range, definitely will go more for the Anastasia palettes than I would for this. I don't think that it's up to that price point as yet. So of course you're obviously paying for the Kylie Jenner name. But let me know what you guys think of the video. Let me know what you think of the product. If you have this palette, I would love to know your thoughts on it, and that's whether you like it or dislike it. As always, thank you guys so much for rocking with me. I truly appreciate it, and I always look forward to you guys' comments. I may not answer back to everybody, and I may not be as quick as I used to be with answering, but trust and believe I see you and I appreciate you. So until next time, bye YouTube.